Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Just checking in with a quick video today. Hope everyone is enjoying the holiday season. It's been very busy, but looking forward to relaxing with some friends and family tomorrow. In today's video, going to take a look at some great Negro Leagues pickups from this past year that I haven't managed to show on the channel that are destined for my Negro Leagues Z-Folio binder. Really working a lot behind the scenes to try to get that assembled here over the course of the winter so I can show it off on the channel. Before we get to that, just really quickly, I've received a ton of gifts this holiday season from just awesome collectors and channels out there. And I feel like if I try to get to them in one video, it's going to be an hour long. So I figured in each video going forward, I'll just show one. And in today's video, I want to give a shout out to my buddy RJ from RJ Collect Sets, who sent this great Happy Holidays card my way. And inside, he included these great TCMA Red Sox cards. One of which is the appropriate for the season Billy Claus. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's what I'm going to do today. So really cool. And then to go along with those, this had a little bit of weight to it, the card. I'd never seen this before, but check it out. Still in the package. How 1980s is this? A baseball photo magnet of Wade Boggs. Collect the Stars. This was $2 back in the day in 1990. I love that it has the 1990 price sticker still on it, the year that I got into the hobby. So super thoughtful. Thank you so much, RJ. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours as well. And I know RJ is a big fan of the Negro Leagues and their players as well. So hopefully he'll enjoy today's video. So let's get down to the stack. All of these but one are going into the Z-Folio album as soon as I'm done shooting today. And we're going to start with one that's going to be prominently right on the first page of the album. The 1951 Bowman, Dan Bankhead, really important figure in the history of integration and one of the first few players to transfer over from the Negro Leagues. I had this as a filler copy, had a little bit of staining here, but was able to pick up a nice graded version as part of my pursuit this past year. So I'm going to move this one into the Z because I think he deserves to be on the first page of that Z-Folio right alongside Jackie Robinson and Larry Doby and other groundbreaking players of their era. You don't hear nearly as much about Dan Bankhead, but this is a killer card for many reasons. And then another player who was not represented in the binder, I realized, so I had to get one in, Ray Dandridge. Generally recognized as one of the greats to ever play in the Negro Leagues, is enshrined in the Hall of Fame. And a really cool serial numbered card here with a great shot from Upper Deck Sweet Spot Classic. Got that bunting in the background, just a really cool card there. That was a cheap pickup, but had to make sure that Ray was represented and included. Next up, we have what is likely to be the final 1957 Topps card to go into the binder. Don Newcomb. Grab this one. A shout out to my buddy Dylan. I had one slot left to fill in the 1957 spread in the binder, which you'll see in the future. And Dylan had recommended this one or said he was chasing one. So I went out and found a great copy of the Don Newcomb, really important player along the lines of Dan Bankhead. And he will nicely round out that two-page spread of 1957 Topps. The binder is really starting to look nice, guys and gals. Can't wait to show it off here on the channel. To go with that Newcomb, I have one other playing era card here. This is Harry Suitcase Simpson. Found this one. I was pleasantly surprised in a COM-C box that I used to restock the cheese box. I picked up this beautiful copy of his 1958 Topps issue. Harry, like many of the guys we're about to see, was a bridge player who began his career in the Negro Leagues and then transitioned over to Major League Baseball. And he's going to go nicely on a 1958 page that I'm building out in that binder as well. Next up, this next little stack is all going to be buybacks. So if you know anything about me in the hobby and the way I approach the hobby, you probably know that I love buyback cards. So I've been hunting down these buybacks of these bridge players, and I'm going to have a little section of the binder that contains nothing but bridge player buybacks. So from 1968 Topps, we have Willie Smith, and I'm going to save you the career summaries on all these guys. Don't want this to be too long a video. Suffice it to say, they all played for a Negro Leagues franchise prior to joining Major League Baseball. We got George Altman here, who we're going to see a few times on the 64 Topps design. Jim Pendleton, 62. This is a 2014 buyback. Just so cool hunting these down. Who knows how many are out there. There are plenty of players I haven't been able to find at all, but I'll still continue to hunt them. And that's the beauty of the Z-Folio. It can always sub out cards in the future once it gets full and kind of just keep it as my top 360, so to speak. But here's a beautiful 61 Bob Boyd, uncle to Oil Can Boyd. It's another Altman, in this case his 66 issue. And I love that he's actually wearing a hat here. And then I have his 67 as well. So just by virtue of being well represented in the buybacks, I was able to pick up George Altman. We'll have a few slots in the binder. Here's Walt Bond, really interesting story if you don't know him. But this is his 67 Topps issue with the Minnesota Twins. Heritage buyback. Got Willie Smith looking good here with the Cubs on the 1970 issue. And then Hal King accompanying him on the 70 Topps release. Got a pair next from 1963. Bill Bruton for the Tigers. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And Johnny Wyatt. How cool is that bridge player buyback? I love that card. That prominent KC on the cap. Really, really cool. Then from 71, last couple of buybacks here, we've got a Hal King out of Topps Heritage. And then a pair from 1974. Paul Casanova and Hal King. So this was almost the end of the line. There were still a couple guys clinging on in 75 and even into 76. So I'll continue to look for those buybacks in the future, but that'll round out that section of the Z nicely. And then next up, I have a 2-page spread that has a lot of gold cards on it. I love my gold, and I've got a few additions to that portion of the binder in today's video. Check this one out. This is an unlicensed card, but it was a dirt cheap pickup. Jim Gilliam, Junior Gilliam for the Brooklyn Dodgers, famous bridge player and key member of that franchise throughout the 50s and into the 60s. This is the Panini Prism Gold, my favorite version of the Prism Parallel, numbered to just 10. So this was included in last year's release. Even though it's unlicensed, I just love the gold and the scarcity. And this was a dirt cheap pickup, even being numbered to 10. You can see on the back, I've got actually copy 10 of 10. And this one will look really, really nice on that gold page in the binder. So cheap Jim Gilliam there. That was less than $10 for a card numbered to 10. I think it might have even been under 5, if you can believe that. And then on the page opposite that, I've got some Topps Gilded collection. I've really, really dug this set over the first 3 years of the release. And I found this one hiding out in a cheese box waiting to be pulled from the inaugural release. The Say Hey Kid. Oh, not the Say Hey Kid, I'm sorry. Let's Play 2. Doing too much here. Ernie Banks. Beautiful. This is the base version, which is numbered to just 99. And Banks, although very, very briefly, did appear in the Negro Leagues before going on to have a Hall of Fame MLB career. And just a cool card there of Ernie. That'll be, I think, his only representation in the Z-Folio, which is fine. He's not really well known and didn't or for having played in the Negro Leagues and didn't play there long. And then from the brand new 2024 set, actually scored the Satchel Paige. This is my one and only 2024 Gilded card I've grabbed so far. It's not that I don't love them, it's just that I'm really trying to be disciplined here over the last year or so and pick up a little bit more selectively. But this one, again, base card numbered to 99, was offered to me for $15. And I just couldn't pass that up. So this will go right on to the Gilded page where I have, I think, the first 2 years of Satchel represented on that page as well. So I've got a nice little Satchel Paige run going in the binder there. And then I have a pair here to round out the golds from 2020, Allen and Ginter Chrome. Check it out. The two guys who broke the barrier and integrated their respective leagues, Larry Doby of the Cleveland Indians and Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers, on matching Allen and Ginter Chrome gold refractors numbered to 50. Have that great stippling effect going on in the background. These are gorgeous, gorgeous cards. I would love to collect some other Hall of Famers from this release, but getting this pair, especially pairing them up together and getting both of them into the binder side by side, I think is really significant. And I don't care that these are a little bit more valuable and numbered to 50. They are going straight into the Z-Folio. They're going to look great in there alongside the Gilded cards. And then I have two more cards to round today out. One is an autograph I talked about this guy recently. I acquired his certified auto, but in this case, I grabbed an in-person TTM as well. Joe B. Scott from the 2007 Allen and Ginter release. This is his standard full-size card for the Memphis Red Sox. Just love it. The certified autos are a little bit hard to come by these days, or they're getting harder, but you can get these in-person or TTM autos cheap. Pick this up for under the cost of a retail blaster, like $20. Nobody's forging these to make $20. Really confident in the signature. I love the uniform number on there. And I like these Allen and Ginter tributes to Negro League players so much that I'm working on a full page of these TTM or in-person autos in the Z-Folio. So Joe Scott is headed straight for that page, which I love. Get a little bit of ink in the Z-Folio. And then the final card for today is not going into the album. And it's not even a card that was actually released, but it's an art card that I picked up just because I was really, really drawn to the image that this artist created this past year. And this is not something I normally do. This might be the only one of these I own. But check out this Satchel Paige sketch card. How cool is that? I mean, that is exactly how I envision Paige in my mind. Even though he pitched many decades before I ever took my first breath, that's how I envisioned the tall, lanky hurler. And I think the artist just did an incredible job on this. His name is John Pleak, P-L-E-A-K. And I acquired this via eBay. He has a store. This was not a card that was pack issued or anything like that. It's just a sketch card that he created and sold, just like our buddy Scott at Reindeer Studios or others, just as an income source. But he has done a lot of artwork, and here's the back. This is obviously a one-of-one, being a sketch, the only one that exists, a pencil sketch here. He has done pack-issued cards for baseball, Star Wars, Topps, Fanatics. You know, he's a pretty well-respected artist from what I can tell, and was a really cool guy. We messaged back and forth a little bit on the eBay app as I purchased this. He sent this, and then he included, very graciously, a free throw-in sketch here of a Kansas City Monarchs cap to go with my page. So this one, while it's not an actual official card, it isn't going to go into the binder and isn't anything I could add to my collection on the trading card database or anything like that. It's just as special to me as many of the other cards that I've picked up over the course of the past year, and just a really unique and cool addition to my Negro Leagues tribute, which has been kind of the main theme of my collection in the past year. So I've gone on long enough. It's Christmas Eve here. I got a few more presents to wrap, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Appreciate you stopping by. For those that made it to the end, if you want to check back tomorrow, I have a really fun countdown video coming, collection that I've been working on in secret over the last month plus that I'll be revealing on Christmas Day here on the channel. But whether I hear from you or not, hope you have a wonderful holiday and a great year end to everybody out there. Check back tomorrow or soon. And in the meantime, just keep enjoying the hobby, everybody. Take care.